It's Moto450's up next. Down to Steve on the grid.
Well, it's the first race of a new class here. The F450 Supermonos and Moto450s are on the grid here at Mallory Park. Phil Page here. These beautiful machines out here. Keep your eye out on number 25, Ben Gautry. We caught up with him a little bit earlier on to talk to him about the prospects for the new season.
Yeah, championship life at the moment's good. Obviously the bike's better than what I expected from last year. The development over the winter has been obviously critical for how these are developing as a bike themselves. Obviously, the championship's going to grow and grow. I reckon it's a great step now from super teens. You know, I couldn't have gone a better route really. And obviously, the bikes are a little bit obviously in expense, but they're vital if you want to make a good racing career, in my opinion. So yeah, it's good at the moment.
You've obviously got a few of your other Aprilia buddies from last year coming out racing. It's quite close out there with even Will Hodgson joining in. Obviously, championship win is what you're looking for, but who are you most worried about?
Well, Will thinks he's like up there and that, but he's not really a threat. He's a bit soft with his hairdo and all that. Everyone, all good riders. We're all at an early stage, and you can't. It's like super teams. You can't really put money on who's going to win a race. Anything can happen, is what happened, yesterday. So everyone's my rival really on the track, but off the track we're all good mates.
Well, obviously, we hope the championship does grow and grow, and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, cheers, Stephen. Thanks to Thundersport and In Competition for getting the bikes out, and Aspire Rail, and Andy Machin and all my family for helping me. Cheers.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks very much. Right, Moto450s and Super Monos. Absolutely wonderful performance in qualifying from number 194, Nicky Pearce, the stick it on pole, ahead of Danny Murphy, Connor Tagg and Phil Page. But away they go. And Steve, can't be stated enough, really. It looks great, doesn't it, on telly, but it was ever so cold when it came round to qualifying, and a lot of the riders really having to nurse the machine around to get a decent bit of heat in the tyres. So the race times we're expecting to be a heck of a lot quicker than they set in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely very, very cold as well. I think that's Phil Page just running off there at Edwinas. But, I mean, there were some riders out there wearing gloves underneath their gloves.
Crikey. Leathers underneath their leathers. What will they think of next? But brilliant start from young Connor Tagg. He's one of a number of riders who's graduated from Super Teens. He's just done up the inside there by Will Hodgson at Shaw's, but Will looks like he ran wide on the exit, just washed out there, and that's the danger of going into the hairpin too hot. And sure enough, Connor Tagg leaps back to the front just ahead of Will Hodgson, with Danny Murphy tucked in behind. And there we see, I think, Michael Burge on the Super Mono running down through the elbow.
Yeah, this isn't actually an official championship round for the Super Monos, hence why we're a little bit light of them on the grid. It's definitely a championship round for the Moto450s, and it's worth mentioning as well. I mean, Nicky Pearce there was pole position on the Yamaha, got swallowed up there. I mean, if you look back, he's, what is he, 5th or 6th, so Nicky Pearce has not had a good first couple of laps.
Ben Gautry has. He's got in with that leading bunch. There he is at the back of that leading 4 as they run up through the John Cooper S's, and the 4 of them making a little bit of a break. Will Hodgson then, who was on the Moto450 of course throughout last season, is up at the front and really backing into Shaw's. Connor Tagg taking that really tight inside line. One of the great things about that hairpin is there's no real correct way through it. The only correct way through it really is staying on the bike. And we've seen already displayed a number of different ways of taking that very, very tight hairpin. But Connor Tagg looks as though he's on Will Hodgson's case.
Yeah, there's number 50, Robbie Robson there, out on the KTM. There's unmistakable orange colours there, but these bikes really are fantastic and beautiful to look at this. The ex-Super Teens against Will Hodgson, who, of course, does have plenty of 450 experience over the last 2 years.
Yeah, they're rather ganging up on him, aren't they? And Danny Murphy there, we can see in 3rd place. I think a rather unusual route through to being very quick on a bike. I think he started out racing karts, and in fact was doing very well as a kart racer, and then moved on to 2 wheels, but he's proved very quick on 2 as much as the 4 little ones. So there he is in 3rd place, and keeping a beady eye on Connor Tagg, number 100 in 2nd. There we see Ben Gautry on the back of that group, still keeping them honest there, and the 4 of them just slightly drawing away from the pack. But I think Phil Canessa has got up into the lead of the chasing group again.
Yeah, important to remember, folks, that these bikes are, of course, ex-Supermoto and ex-motocross machines as well. These Aprilias, these are the twins, and these are restricted, as whereas Nicky Pierce's Yamaha, for example, is a single, and there isn't really any restriction on the tuning for them. So it should create a level playing field as the season goes on, but these four here are having a whale of a time.
Yeah, well, Nicky Pierce's pole time, as I said, was around about exactly a minute, and they're now dipping down into the 58s and near the 57s. So really finding some speed on this Sunday morning. Still Hodgson from Tag, then Murphy and Gautry. The order remaining the same up the front there, and it's still Phil Canessa being chased by Nigel Palmer, and I think Phil Page, after that first lap indiscretion down at Ed Wiener's, is getting back in that chasing bunch as well.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit quicker as the weekend's progressed. Phil's been really up there, and we just saw number 69, or was that number? Yeah, it was 69. Andy Turner just go through there, another one of our Super Mono runners.
Look at this leading group. Danny Murphy having a little swift look up the inside, and he makes it stick, but he nearly unseats himself in the exit. That's the penalty for going in and carrying the extra speed into the hairpin. But Will Hodgson just clips the curve off the exit of the bus stop there. So there's a lot of twitching up the front. These four are very evenly matched as far as lap times are concerned. They all know where each other are in this little bunch. At the moment, Connor Tagg now down there in third place. He'll be fully aware that Ben Gautry is right with him. So a titanic battle at the front. And frankly, my two bobs staying firmly in my pocket. I wouldn't like to call who's going to win this one. I can just guarantee that as long as they stay on board, three of these four are going to be on the podium.
Well, it's fantastic racing in the front. Will Hodgson, bless him, he said to me earlier on that he cannot buy a win at the moment. He's done everything but win. He's been at the front, he's led the races all the way through, but he just can't quite keep it to the end. And Danny Murphy goes up the inside, slick move up the inside, and I think Connor Tagg wants a bit of it as well.
Yep, and Will Hodgson again nearly ditching it there, I think just as he saw Danny Murphy go through Connor Tagg down the inside of the elbow. Will Hodgson switches to the inside there, and then look at it, riding the white line as they cross the start-finish line down there. Fantastic stuff. And there, lovely shot of Nigel Palmer being chased. Is that Andy Turner? I think it is, being chased there down through the elbow. But here come the leaders. One or two slow machines to play with. It is 23 Murphy, 100 Connor Tagg, 25 Ben Gautry has now got ahead of number 14 Will Hodgson. That's the leading four. The constituent parts of that leading group remaining the same. It's just the order that's changing.
Yeah, I think Murphy's just managing to stretch out a little bit of a gap here to try and keep Connor Tagg at bay, but Will Hodgson's gone from leading the race at this point, and within a lap he's down to fourth.
I tell you what, all four of these leading riders have all now dipped into the 57s. Will Hodgson was the first to get there. Danny Murphy has just done it. In fact, I think Ben Gautry has now done a 57 as well. So they're all upping the pace as the race runs on.
Yeah, there's Phil Page, number 94, going across. I'm pretty sure we'll see him on the podium very soon as well.
Look at this, Danny Murphy. Now Connor Tagg head down and got him in his sights. They've just got a tiny gap. We can see that Will Hodgson has got back up into third, ahead of Ben Gautry, but they are not too far adrift. This is still anybody's. Murphy leads Tagg.
Yeah, Connor Tagg's got a very similar riding style, funnily enough, to that of Valentino Rossi. It's very sort of relaxed style, knee out at the last moment. But at the moment, will the Rossi style overcome Danny Murphy, number 23 from Rochdale, who seems to be having the time of his life at the front of this?
Yeah, I'm not sure Connor's hairstyle is the same as Val Rossi's, but, well, you never know. Let's wait and see as the season progresses. There, further back, we see Robbie Robson, number 50, and there, a 44 machine of Michael Burge. Michael's working his way through the chasing pack, actually, and it's really between him and Phil Canessa as the last lap flag goes out as to who grabs the chasing fifth spot. But up the front, look at it, lovely head-to-head. Danny Murphy, Connor Tagg, looking left, looking right. Is he going to go the long way around the outside? Well, he cuts back on the inside of Shaw's, and he's twitching as he gets the acceleration on and through. That is brilliantly done. Look at the concentration in his eyes. Absolutely gimlet stare from Connor Tagg, and the checker flag will be his. A great win, he'll have that. A great win there for Connor Tagg from Danny Murphy. Lovely race between the two of them. Ben Gautry just getting up ahead of Will Hodgson at the end. And then Michael Burge finishing 5th, the leading super mono on the Rotax 680, ahead of Phil Canessa and Liam Shelcock. Their confirmation of those results. Well, a lovely win for Connor Tagg from Danny Murphy, and a good battle the two of them had race long with Ben Gautry and Will Hodgson. And there we see him on the podium with Connor Tagg in the middle, as happy as Larry. That's a smile.